Welcome to Learn Tech Today English. Learn today, understand better, and succeed tomorrow.
Imagine this for a second. What if the real reason your customers buy your product has absolutely nothing to do with the product itself? Like, what if those lightning-fast processing speeds actually matter way less than how your tech makes them look to their friends and colleagues? Well, the ultimate secret to exponentially increasing your product's value lies in just one thing: understanding the hidden psychology of human status.
Welcome to Learn Tech Today English. In today's explainer, we're diving deep into a key piece of Alex Hormozi's value equation. We're focusing right at the top of that fraction, how to aggressively increase the dream outcome for your business or tech offer. Because let's be real, if you're just listing out bullet points of software features, you're leaving massive money on the table. We really need to shift our focus from what the product is to who the product allows your customer to become. You see, every great business, whether it's an AI software or a tech service, promises a result. But if you want to create what Hormozi calls an irresistible Grand Slam offer, you've got to stop selling a logical list of features. Logic simply doesn't make people pull out their credit cards. Emotion does. You have to sell the ultimate experience your customer already envisions for themselves. And hey, we aren't trying to create desire out of thin air here. That's way too hard. Our goal is just to take their existing desperate desires and channel them directly through our specific offer.
So let's break it down simply. The dream outcome is literally just the gap between your customer's current reality and their ultimate dreams. To really maximize the value of this outcome, you have to depict their dream back to them so vividly that they feel completely and totally understood. And once they feel that, your product clearly becomes the exact, undeniable vehicle to get them right across that gap.
Because deep down, at a core evolutionary level, human beings are driven by some very basic desires. We all want to be perceived as beautiful, we want to be respected, powerful, and loved. But above all else, and this is absolutely crucial, we want to increase our status. Every single other desire is basically just a tributary flowing straight into that massive river of human status. Let's look at a pretty fascinating real-world example to see how this psychology of status actually plays out. Because honestly, it's not always as obvious as you'd think. Marketing expert Russell Brunson once shared a great story about his wife, Colette. Initially, she claimed she wasn't driven by status at all. She said there was no way she'd ever want to drive a flashy, bright red Lamborghini, and that she actually much preferred driving her simple, everyday minivan. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a total rejection of status, right?
But here is the twist. Upon a little deeper discussion, the real psychological truth came out. Driving a Lamborghini would actually decrease her status among her specific peer group of mom friends. It might make her look irresponsible or, selfish to them. But driving a minivan, that proved she was a good, practical, dedicated mother, which directly increased her relative status within her very specific social circle. So it wasn't a rejection of status at all. It was a highly targeted pursuit of status within her chosen community. Which brings us to a massive point for your business. Status is simply the perceived increase or decrease in relative standing compared to others, whether that's socially or professionally. If you want to increase your tech offer's dream outcome, you've got to tie it directly to status. The dream outcome that most directly increases a prospect's status will always be the one they value the absolute most. Period. I mean, think about it. If your software helps a mid-level manager look like an absolute genius to their CEO, you aren't really selling software anymore, are you? You're selling a promotion. Here's another really stark example of how this plays out in the real world. For a lot of men, making money is valued significantly higher than being handsome. Why? Because historically, wealth drives their social status way more powerfully than physical looks ever could. So if you talk in terms of things your prospect believes will elevate their status, they will literally be drooling over your offer. Now, zooming out to the big picture for a second, let's think about Alex Hormozi's complete value equation. The dream outcome sits right at the very top. The top half of this fraction is exactly what you want to increase to build that perceived value. But as with all great frameworks, there's a little bit of nuance we need to understand here, because the dream outcome doesn't just operate in a vacuum. And here is the catch you really have to remember. What happens when you compare two entirely different products or services that actually satisfy the exact same desire? Well, if two different vehicles promise the exact same dream outcome, the value of that outcome essentially cancels out in the mind of the buyer. The top of the equation just becomes a tie. And when there's a tie at the top, The buyer immediately looks to the bottom half of the equation to make their decision.
Take this comparison, for example. A cheap, exhausting fitness boot camp versus highly expensive plastic surgery, like liposuction. Both of these offer the exact same dream outcome, right? Losing weight and looking beautiful. The final destination is completely identical. So why on earth is one worth maybe $50 a month and the other is worth tens of thousands of dollars? Well, since the dream outcome is exactly the same, the premium value has to be derived from somewhere else.
And that brings us right to the bottom half of the value equation. To truly justify a premium price when those outcomes match, you have to decrease the bottom variables: time delay and effort. The fitness boot camp requires months of your time, massive physical pain, and major dietary sacrifices. Plastic surgery? You basically go to sleep and wake up thin. It's immediate results with zero effort on your part. And that right there is why people gladly pay exponentially more for the surgery. They are literally paying to eliminate the effort and the weight.
So let's do a super quick, actionable recap on how to aggressively scale your value. First, you need to accurately depict your prospect's dream so they feel deeply understood. Second, connect your solution to those core human desires we talked about, like love, power, or respect. And third, relentlessly focus your messaging on how your offer actively increases their relative social or professional status. Basically, to summarize our whole analysis of this concept, by mastering the dream outcome, you can finally stop selling boring, commoditized tech features. You start selling a profound transformation that actively elevates your customer's standing in the world. You aren't just handing them a tool, you're giving them the ultimate version of themselves. You're making them the hero of their own story, totally respected and admired by their peers.
Which leaves us with one really provocative question to ask yourself today. How does your specific software actually elevate your customer's standing in the world? Figure that out and you have found your Grand Slam offer. If you found this explainer helpful, please hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Learn Tech Today English. Make sure to turn on the bell icon so you never miss our latest AI and tech updates. See you in the next learning video.